Carthage must be destroyed. Here at my work desk, you can see some shields laid out because it's time again to show you guys how to put on Waterslide decals. This is for the third series of the Heraldic Waterslide decals that I run on Kickstarter. This first part of the video is just going to be on YouTube. I'll have an edited version for the actual Kickstarter page. But yeah, this is what I'm working on today. I'm going to be doing up some more examples with these footsore shields. These are footsore large kite shields. So I'm going to share that with you guys here. And I'm going to be putting on, here's just a few of them. I'm going to be putting on some new decals, and that's going to be up on the Kickstarter soon. I'll have a link and stuff in the video description for when it's ready. So I am going to start right up here and show you again, once again here on YouTube, how to apply Waterslide decals. Now that's the YouTube part. This part from now on is where I'm gonna start talking about just the process. It just makes it easier on the Kickstarter itself to cut it. So anyway, let's put some Waterslide decals on these shields. So you can easily just cut out some of these decals, dip them in water, and put them on the shields. But I use one method I learned from Games Workshop a while ago, where you use Ard Coat, which is a technical paint, and Lamian Medium. Now, you don't have to do it in this method, but I do. I think it's supposed to protect the decal. So let's start here by just painting some Ard Coat directly on top of some of these shields here. So just dip it in there. We're going to use a white. I think white's a good one to do. So I just generously put some on there. Try and spread it around. There's probably enough on this brush to go to the next one. I got a bit of hair in there, so I want to remove that. And then let's pick another color. Let's just do his buddy beside it. Let's do this blue and this yellow one I got going here. That looks nice. Beautiful. And for fun, let's do this green one as well. Let's do 3 here, and then I can do the rest on my own. It should be enough to demo how to put these decals on. So you have those 3 there with the Ard Coat. We're gonna let that sit there. It doesn't have to fully dry. In my experience, you don't have to do that. So the next thing we wanna do is choose the decals we wanna use on these shields here. So I've got some I've already cut up here. These are all birds. So I really like, where was it here? I like this martlet. I think this is called a martlet. This is what's it called? It's a bird from English folklore that it's born in flight and it doesn't stop flying until it dies. It's a pretty interesting bird. So it doesn't have legs. It's on a lot of heraldry. I often see this blue one here multiple times on heraldry, but I made these this size, so I'm gonna use the big one in flight here that's red. So we're gonna cut him out, just like so. Oh, he went somewhere. Hopefully he didn't fall in the water. So we got him there. That's gonna go on the white shield. Let's pick a different creature for another shield. This white one looks really nice. Let's do this wyvern here, this wyvern, however it's pronounced. Let's do the red one. I think the red one looks cool. So let's do the red one. We'll put him on a green shield maybe. So just gonna cut him out. Like so. Okay, and then we need one more decal. Let's see what we got here. I just got them off to the side here. And this blue one here, let's pick another animal. Let's do this stag's head. This stag's head looks pretty cool, hey? Yeah, let's do a stag's head. We'll cut them out. Nice and careful not to cut the image itself, because that'll damage the decal. Like so. Now these Ard Coat layers on top of the shields here, they're still wet, they're not dry, but that's fine. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the decals we cut out and we're gonna put them into the water here, to the water, like so. And they only need about like 30 seconds. I always use, you can see on the side there, I always use like just a wet area here. I've got kind of an old food pan or something like that with some tissue paper in there that's just damp, and I just let it sit a while. So we're just gonna let that sit, and in no time at all here, the decals should be ready. And I should mention here too, you know what I do sometimes? If I have decals I decide just to practice with, I even have a little wet palette that I took previous decals and put them on here, and they're really resistant actually. These have hit water, paint, and they stay on. So that's another note about these decals. They're actually really resistant once they're dry and on. So they've been on for a time there now, since the second Kickstarter at least. So that should be enough time there already. Let's just get these decals on. I'm gonna start with this martlet here. I'll try and make sure the camera's focused there so you can see it. Take our bird here, and you wanna be careful when you take these off so they don't bend. Then we're just gonna apply them onto our shield like so. So there he is on the shield, right? And we're just going to, you know, dip a bit of water in there, and you want to be able to push it around its water slide, right? So before they dry, it should be able to slide a bit as it's wet. And I think that position's okay. I like it there. You could straighten it out the way you want to, but I think for this one in particular, I think it looks cool there. Just get it there. Maybe I'll go left a little bit, because you can use your finger a bit too. Sometimes the finger force, you don't want to press too much. Sometimes the finger force is good enough. But let's put him there. I think that's okay. So there's the martlet there. He goes on nice. Looks nice on white there, right? You got a nice red bird. Looks great as a decal. Let's put the, I say let's put this stag's head on the blue and the yellow shield here. So now this one might be tricky because, and I'll try and zoom in there, because it's got some skinny parts on his antlers. So sometimes when you want to deal with that one, I'll just put him on the side here. When you want to deal with that kind of thing where it's really skinny, sometimes it's not best to just directly take it. Sometimes it's better to try and actually slide it off like that, instead of lifting it with tweezers. Let's make sure that's on the camera there. And then that's what I mean. Like, so if you got really skinny parts and you don't want to tweeze it off, because sometimes tweezers will actually rip and damage those parts, you can just slide it off. Now the hard part is after you do that, is you want to try and move it around. But remember, these are Waterslide decals. So now this guy, you want to be careful because he's really long and he's, you know, he's got a lot of horns there. But we're going to try and gently slide up. I think that'll do. Straighten him out there a bit. Make sure it's clear on the camera. There we go. Something like that, right? There we go. Successful. We got him on. You can straighten him out, push him around if you need, like so. Okay, that looks pretty good. And let's just put the last on. There's a wyvern, this wyvern, however it's pronounced. I've heard both pronunciations. You guys can tell me what's the way to actually say it if you're watching the YouTube version of this. So him, I think I can use my old tweezers here to grab him. And just stick him on the green shield here. Like so. There we go, we got the wyvern on the green shield there. And we'll push him around. I think he looks cool. There we go. We got 3 Waterslide decals on it successfully. Now, what I do to protect these shields afterwards is, and I usually do it right away, you could let it dry a little bit, but that ard coat that we put on is actually kind of like it's a gloss, so it's gonna have a bit of a shine, right? It's gonna shine when it dries. So one thing you can do is, and this is what Games Workshop used to do, is after they dry a bit, put some Lamian medium on it. And that should take away some of the shine and also seal the sections of the decal, so it's a bit more protected. Now, I was showing you guys earlier my wet palette. I found that you don't even need this necessarily. Those wet palettes have been through a lot of, what's it called? A lot of work, and I've been fine with them. So they're resistant, but this should make it even more resistant when it fully dries. So let's do that stag head here. I just put the Lamian medium all over. And these shouldn't dry, I mean, these shouldn't slide if it's dry. Mine might slide a bit because I haven't fully weighted it for the dry. There's a bit of hair in there. I have to remove that myself, but there you go. That's all there is to it to put it on Waterslide decals. You can either just, you know, take it off directly with a tweezer. If you're dealing with really skinny sections like this head here, this stag's head here, you may want to directly slide it on and then redirect it with a brush. And then after you've done that, you can protect it. I will later on, right not now, but I will later on add an extra coat of matte medium. But after that's later when it dries. So these will pop up in the Kickstarter as well. And yeah, and it'll be, of course, this will be in the Kickstarter itself, just showing you guys how to apply Waterslide decals. So, but for you YouTube people, thank you for watching. The link for this will be up soon if I upload it before that. But until then, thank you for checking out this channel. If you like this stuff, please like and subscribe. I've got more stuff coming soon. So thank you all. See you all on the next one. Bye now.